Did you know that one of the most common foods in the world could be silently spiking your blood sugar levels and increasing your risk of diabetes complications? That's right, rice is a staple in millions of diets. But what if we told you that not all rice is created equal? In this video, we'll uncover the shocking truth about brown rice and count down the top 5 rice alternatives that can help you maintain stable blood sugar levels. But here's the twist. The number 1 alternative on our list is one that most people completely overlook. Stay until the end to find out which rice replacement might become your new favorite. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss expert advice on managing diabetes and improving your health. Section 1. The rice problem: why white rice is a hidden danger. You know, rice has been a friend to so many of us for years. It's that warm bowl of comfort at the end of a long day, the base of family recipes passed down through generations. I've loved it myself, whether it's a simple side or mixed into a hearty dish. But as I've gotten older and learned more about how our bodies work, I've come to see that white rice, as much as I enjoy it, might not always be the kindest to us, especially if you're dealing with pre-diabetes or diabetes. White rice has what folks call a high glycemic index, around 73 if you're curious about numbers. That just means it turns into sugar in your blood pretty fast. The way it's polished and refined strips away the good stuff, the fiber, the vitamins, leaving mostly simple carbs behind. Picture this: 1 cup of cooked white rice, about what you'd scoop onto your plate, has 45 grams of carbohydrates, but hardly any fiber. Just 0.6 grams, or protein, about 4 grams, to slow things down. It's almost like sipping a can of soda, but without the bubbles. I remember when my neighbor, Mrs. Lena, was told her blood sugar was creeping up. She loved her rice with every meal, just like her mama made it. But after a while, she noticed how tired she'd feel after eating it. Those quick sugar spikes were wearing her out. Studies back this up, too. I read once in Diabetes Care that eating white rice often can raise your chances of type 2 diabetes by 11% per serving, especially for folks who grew up with it daily, like in Asian families, who et al., 2012. It's not about blaming the rice, it's just about understanding what it does. Now, here's a bit of hope I've picked up along the way. Another study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that swapping white rice for whole grains could lower that diabetes risk by 36%. Sun et al., 2010. That's a big difference. The folks at the American Diabetes Association suggest easing up on refined grains like white rice and leaning toward whole grains instead. They don't say exactly how much to have, nothing strict like only 2 servings a week, but the idea is to give your body something that works with you, not against you. Here's what I've tried, and maybe it'll suit you too. Instead of white rice every night, I started mixing in brown rice, or even quinoa sometimes. Brown rice has a nutty taste and a little chew. It's comforting in its own way, and it keeps me steady instead of up and down. I'll cook a small pot with some veggies or a sprinkle of herbs, and it feels like a treat, not a chore. You don't have to give up white rice completely. Maybe just save it for special days, like Sunday supper, and let the whole grains carry you through the week. It's gentler on your body, gives you more energy, and keeps that warm, full feeling we all love. But speaking of brown rice, is it really the golden answer we've heard about? I've got some thoughts on that coming up. It might not be as simple as it seems. What do you think about trying a little swap like that in your kitchen, just to see how it feels? Section 2. The truth about brown rice, friend or foe. You know, for a long time, I thought brown rice was the answer to all my white rice worries. Folks have been singing its praises forever, and I'll admit, it's got some good things going for it. But over the years, I've learned it's not quite the perfect fix we might hope for, especially if you're keeping an eye on your blood sugar, like I've had to. Let's sit down and sort out what makes brown rice a friend and where it might trip us up a little. Brown rice digests a bit slower than white rice because of its fiber, that outer bran layer it keeps. Its glycemic index, that fancy measure of how fast food turns to sugar in your blood, can range from 50 to 72, depending on the kind and how you cook it. Compare that to white rice at 73, and it's not a huge leap down. It's gentler, sure, but if you heap your plate high, it'll still nudge your blood sugar more than you might like. The good, what I love about brown rice. More goodness in every bite. That bran layer gives you 3.5 grams of fiber in a cup. Nothing fancy, just enough to keep things moving smoothly. Plus, it's got magnesium, 42 milligrams, and manganese, nearly all you need in a day, which help your body feel strong and steady. A little extra care, it's got these natural compounds, flavonoids. They call them that fight inflammation and keep your heart happy. I like knowing there's something in there looking out for me. Easier on the sugar. I read once that swapping white rice for brown can lower your diabetes risk by 16%. That's from a study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, Sun et al., 2010. My cousin Joe tried it after his doctor warned him about prediabetes, and he said his energy felt more even, not so up and down. The not so good, a few things to watch. Still packs carbs. 1 cup, about what fills a small bowl, has 45 grams of carbohydrates. That's the same as white rice, so I've learned to scoop a little less and pair it with some greens or chicken to balance it out. The arsenic hitch. Here's something I didn't know till later. Brown rice picks up more arsenic from the soil than white rice does because of that bran. It's not something to panic over, but it can build up over time and isn't great for us long term. I started rinsing mine really well and cooking it in extra water, 6 cups to 1 of rice, then draining it off. The FDA says that helps wash a lot of it away, and it still tastes just fine. I remember chatting with my friend Clara, who switched to brown rice thinking it'd solve everything. She felt better at first, but her doctor told her to watch those portions and rinse it well. It made a difference for her peace of mind. Me, I like it now and then, maybe with a bit of stew or some roasted veggies. It's got that nutty chew I've come to enjoy, and it fills me up without leaving me sluggish. If it feels like too much fuss, though, you can mix it half and half with white rice to ease into it. Keeps the comfort while adding a little health boost. Brown rice is a good pal, but it's not the whole story. Wondering what else might work even better for keeping your blood sugar steady? I've got some ideas coming up about other options that might suit you just right. What do you think? Ever tried brown rice or got a favorite way to make it your own? Section 3. The top 5 rice alternatives for blood sugar control. Number 5. Quinoa, the super seed for blood sugar control. You know, I used to think quinoa was just another grain, like rice or oats, but it turns out it's actually a seed from a plant called Chenopodium. It's a small thing, but it's packed with so much good. Unlike white rice, which is mostly carbs, quinoa is special because it's got all 9 essential amino acids, making it a complete protein, which isn't something you find in many plant foods. Over the years, I've come to see it as a real helper, especially for keeping blood sugar steady and feeling strong, whether you're managing diabetes or just watching out for it. Why quinoa's been a blessing for my blood sugar? Goes easy on you. Quinoa's got a glycemic index of 53, which means it turns into sugar nice and slow, not like white rice that can rush things. That slow pace keeps those big spikes away, though it might shift a little depending on how you cook it or what you pair it with. Full of fiber, a cup of cooked quinoa, about what fills a small bowl, gives you 5.2 grams of fiber. That's enough to slow down the carbs, help your body use insulin better, and keep your tummy happy. Keeps you satisfied. With 8.1 grams of protein in that same cup, it fills you up more than rice ever did for me. It's a comfort knowing I'm less likely to reach for a snack an hour later. I've seen this play out with my nephew, Tom. He's been wrestling with pre-diabetes, and white rice was a big part of his meals growing up. When he switched to quinoa, he told me he didn't feel that heavy slump after eating. It kept him going through the afternoon. Studies back this up too. One from the Journal of Medicinal Food in 2018 showed quinoa improved blood sugar after meals for folks with type 2 diabetes, Graf et al. And another in Nutrients in 2020 found it eased inflammation and boosted metabolism, Garcia-Parra et al. It's nice when science agrees with what you feel. How I bring quinoa into my days. I swap it for white rice in things like stir fries or curries. It soaks up the flavors just as well. Sometimes I toss it into a salad with a handful of nuts or some chopped veggies. Keeps me full and adds a little chew. For breakfast, I mix it with a few berries and a sprinkle of seeds. It starts my day steady and strong. I've even made a warm quinoa porridge instead of oatmeal, cozy and packed with protein to carry me through the morning. A few tips from my kitchen. Look for the pre-rinsed kind, organic if you can. It cuts down on a bitter coating called saponins. Even so, I give it a quick rinse under the tap to make sure it's smooth and mild. Cook it simply, 1 part quinoa to 2 parts water or broth. Simmer for about 15 minutes, and it fluffs right up. Quinoa's been a game changer for me, a little seed that's easy to love and good for my body. If you're thinking about something to replace rice now and then, give it a try this week. It might just settle your blood sugar and leave you feeling comfortable and cared for. What do you think? Ever given quinoa a go or got a dish in mind you try it with? Number 4, cauliflower rice, the ultimate low-carb rice alternative. You know, when I first heard about cauliflower rice, I thought, a vegetable pretending to be rice? That's a stretch. But over time, I've come to love this little trick. It's not really rice at all, just cauliflower chopped up fine, but it feels close enough, and it's been a blessing for keeping my carbs low. If you're watching your blood sugar or trying to lighten up your meals, it's something worth knowing about. Why cauliflower rice feels right for blood sugar. Barely any carbs, a cup of it, about what fits in my little green bowl, has just 5 grams of carbohydrates. Compare that to white rice with 45 grams, and it's like night and day, almost 90% less. That's a big help for keeping things steady. A bit of fiber. With 2 grams of fiber in that cup, it slows things down in your belly so your blood sugar doesn't jump all over the place. Light as a feather. Only 25 calories in there, so it's easy on the waistline too, perfect if you're keeping an eye on both sugar and weight. I've seen how it works firsthand. My sister-in-law, Mary, started using it when her doctor said her diabetes needed a little more control. She missed her rice at first, but after a while, she'd smile and say, "I don't feel so heavy anymore." Studies agree. Folks writing in the Journal of Diabetes Investigation back in 2019 found low-carb swaps like this improved blood sugar, Saslow et al. And a 2018 piece in Nutrients said cauliflower's special compounds help calm inflammation, Bandachova et al. It's nice when the science matches what you notice. What else I like about it? Vitamin C Lift. That cup gives you 51 milligrams of vitamin C, keeps you feeling strong, and your blood vessels happy. A quiet helper. It's got something called sulforaphane, an antioxidant that's good for your heart and helps your body use insulin better. I read once it even made a difference for folks with diabetes, Bahadurin et al., 2017. Good for the gut. The fiber feeds the friendly bugs in your tummy, and that helps with blood sugar too, keeps everything running smooth. How I've made it my own. I saute it with a little garlic and olive oil, simple and warm, like a hug on a plate. It's great under a stir fry instead of rice. It holds all the flavors without weighing me down. I'll mix it into a soup or stew for extra goodness without extra fuss. My favorite's a cauliflower fried rice with some egg, peas, and a bit of chicken. It tastes like a treat but feels light. A few tips for my kitchen. Pick up fresh cauliflower or the frozen kind. Skip the packaged stuff with extras you don't need. If I've got a head of cauliflower, I just pulse it in my food processor till it looks like rice, easy as that. Steam it or give it a quick saute. Boiling washes away too much of the good stuff. Cauliflower rice has been a quiet comfort for me, a way to enjoy my meals without worrying so much. If you're thinking about easing up on carbs, give it a try this week. It's simpler than you'd think and might just make you feel a little lighter too. What do you reckon? Ever tried something like this, or got a dish you'd toss it into? Number 3, whole grain barley, the ancient grain for blood sugar control. You know, barley's one of those things that's been around forever, quiet, humble, not as flashy as rice, but I've come to treasure it over the years. It's not just a grain to fill your belly. It's packed with goodness that can really help if you're keeping an eye on your blood sugar, like so many of us do as we get older. Why barley's been kind to me. Easy on the sugar. Barley, especially the whole kind, has a low glycemic index, somewhere between 20 and 30. That's a fancy way of saying it turns into energy nice and slow, not all at once like some foods. No big ups and downs, just a steady feel. Full of good fiber, a cup of cooked barley, about what I'd spoon into my bowl, has around 6 grams of fiber. A lot of that's beta-glucan, a special kind that slows things down in your tummy, keeps your insulin happy, and smooths out those after-meal sugar bumps. Good for the heart too. That beta-glucan doesn't just stop at blood sugar, it can lower the bad cholesterol a bit, maybe up to 8% if you get about 3 grams a day. That's a comfort, knowing my heart's getting a little love, especially with diabetes in the family. I saw this with my old friend Ed. He used to have white rice every day, but when his doctor said his sugar was creeping up, he gave barley a try. He'd tell me how much better he felt. No more crashing after lunch. Research backs that up too. Folks have found it helps keep blood sugar steady and even perks up how your body handles insulin. It's not magic, just a little help from something simple. What else I like about it? A magnesium boost. It's got a good dose of magnesium to keep things running smoothly, helps your insulin do its job, and might even lower your chances of trouble down the road. Happy gut. That fiber feeds the good bugs in your belly, and a healthy gut helps keep your sugar in check. Keeps you full. The way it fills you up. You're not hunting for snacks an hour later. Nice for keeping steady and comfy. How I bring barley to the table. I swap it for white rice in a bowl with some veggies or a bit of meat, simple and hearty. It's great in soups or stews, makes them thick and warm without much fuss. I've tried it for breakfast too, cooked it up like porridge with a few nuts and a dash of cinnamon. Feels like a cozy start. Mix it into a salad with some greens and a drizzle of olive oil. It tastes fresh and keeps me going. A few tips from my kitchen. Go for whole barley if you can. It's got more of the good stuff than the pearled kind. Soak it for a bit before cooking. It cuts the time and makes it easier on your tummy. Simmer it with a 1, 2, 3 mix. 1 part barley, 3 parts water, for about 45 minutes to an hour till it's soft. One thing, though, it's got gluten, so if that's a trouble for you, like it is for some folks, you'll want to skip it. Otherwise, barley's a quiet gem I've come to lean on. It's worth a try if you're after something to ease your blood sugar and warm your soul. What do you think? Ever given barley a chance, or got a way you'd like to cook it up? Number 2, Farro, the ancient supergrain for blood sugar control. You know, Farro's one of those old-time grains that's been around longer than most of us can imagine. It's got this nutty taste and a chew that I've come to love over the years, not just for how it fills the plate, but for how it treats my body. If you're keeping an eye on your blood sugar, like I've had to, Farro's a friend worth meeting. It's full of fiber and protein, and it's a whole lot kinder than white rice ever was to me. Why Farro feels right for blood sugar. Slow and steady, Farro's got a glycemic index of about 45, a good bit lower than white rice at 73, or even brown rice at 68. That means it turns into energy nice and easy, keeping those big sugar jumps away. Fiber to lean on, a cup of cooked farro, about what I scoop out for supper, has close to 6 grams of fiber. It slows everything down in your tummy, helps your insulin work better, and keeps your gut happy. Fills you up right. With 6 grams of protein in that same cup, it sticks with you longer than most grains. Keeps the hunger off and helps me not overdo it, which matters when you're watching diabetes. I saw this with my neighbor, Miss Ellie, a while back. She'd been feeling worn out after meals with white rice, and her doctor said it was time to try something new. She started cooking up farro instead, and she'd tell me how it left her feeling steady, no more ups and downs. Folks who study this sort of thing say whole grains like farro can smooth out your blood sugar and even cut your chances of trouble down the road. It's simple, but it works. What else I've come to like? Good for the gut. That fiber is like a little gift to the friendly bugs in your belly. It keeps them thriving, and that helps your sugar stay in line. Magnesium lift. It's got a fair share of magnesium, maybe 60 to 80 milligrams in a cup, which gives your insulin a hand and eases things up inside. Keeps me going. Unlike those quick-fading grains, Farro gives you energy that lasts, no crashing halfway through the day. How I bring Farro home. I use it instead of rice in a bowl with some chicken and greens, warm and hearty. It's a natural fit in soups or stews. It adds a little chew and makes it feel like home. I toss it into a salad with whatever's fresh and a splash of olive oil. It keeps me full without weighing me down. Sometimes I cook it up like porridge for breakfast with a few nuts and a sprinkle of cinnamon. It starts my day cozy and calm. A few tips for my kitchen. Look for the whole farro. It's got all the good stuff pearled farro leaves behind. Soak it overnight if you've got the time. It makes it cook faster and gentler on your stomach. Simmer it with a 1 to 2.5 mix, 1 part farro to 2.5 parts water or broth for about 30 to 40 minutes till it's just right. One thing to know, it's got gluten, so if that's hard on you, you'll want to pass. But for the rest of us, farro's a quiet treasure. It's kept my blood sugar steady and my meals comforting. If you're curious about a change from rice, maybe give it a try this week. It might just settle in nicely. What do you think? Ever tasted farro or got a dish you'd pair it with? Number 1. Shirataki rice, Konjac rice, the ultimate blood sugar-friendly rice alternative. You know, when I first came across Shirataki rice, or miracle rice as some call it, I couldn't believe something so simple could make such a difference. It's not really rice at all, but comes from the konjac root, a plant folks have used for ages. Over time, I've found it's a real gift for keeping blood sugar steady and shedding a few pounds, and I think it might just surprise you too. Why Shirataki rice feels like a blessing? No sugar worries. It's got a glycemic index so low, near 0, that it doesn't nudge your blood sugar one bit. That's a comfort when you're watching Diabetes or just trying to stay even. Light as can be, a cup of it, about what I'd serve up, has only 1 gram of carbs and maybe 5 to 10 calories. Compare that to white rice with 45 grams and 200 calories, and it's like a whisper instead of a shout. Full of good fiber, it's packed with something called glucomannan, a fiber that slows things down, keeps you full, and looks after your gut and blood sugar all at once. I saw this with my cousin Lila a while back. She was struggling with her sugar levels and feeling hungry all the time. She tried Shirataki rice on a whim, and she'd tell me how it left her satisfied without that heavy feeling. Folks who study this say glucomannan can ease blood sugar, cut cholesterol, and soften those after-meal spikes. Some even found it drops them by a good bit. It's not fancy, just steady help from a little root. What else I've come to love? Good for the belly. That glucomannan feeds the friendly bugs in your gut, and a happy gut helps keep your insulin in line. Keeps you light, it swells up in your stomach, so you feel full without eating much, makes it easier to skip those extra bites. Takes on any flavor, it's got no taste of its own, so it fits right into whatever you're cooking, simple and friendly. How I make it my own. I rinse it well and saute it with some herbs, a warm little side that feels just right. Mix it with stir-fried veggies and a bit of chicken or tofu. It makes a meal that's easy on me. I'll use it in a bowl with whatever's on hand, or even try it in a low-carb sushi twist. Toss it into a soup or curry. It bulks things up without weighing me down. A few tips for my kitchen. Give it a good rinse. It takes away a fishy whiff from the root it's made from. Cook it quick, dry fry or boil for 2 to 3 minutes to get the texture nice and soft. Pick the plain kind. No extras or funny stuff added in. Shirataki rice has been a quiet wonder for me. No fuss, just a way to feel full and steady without worrying about my sugar or my waistline. If you're after something light and kind to your body, give it a try sometime. It might settle in just fine. What do you think? Ever heard of this one? Or got a dish you'd mix it into? Quick recap. White rice equals high glycemic index, quick blood sugar spikes. Brown rice equals better, but still not ideal. Best options equals whole grain basmati, quinoa, cauliflower rice, barley, farro, and shirataki rice. Making the switch from white rice to healthier alternatives doesn't mean you have to sacrifice flavor. With so many options available, you can still enjoy your favorite meals while protecting your health. Now, we want to hear from you. Which of these rice alternatives are you most excited to try? Do you have any favorite diabetes-friendly grains? Drop a comment below and let us know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications for more expert diabetes tips and healthy eating hacks.